Hey guys, Duker Does here. Welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to get in touch with you guys, tell you a few things about the channel, and also discuss a topic that's been on my mind here lately. Um, but before we do that, let's get into the channel and talk about what's going on. Uh, Things are going well. I'm getting back into the groove of making videos, and so I'm slowly climbing out of that depression I was in. And it feels good. I recently started dieting, eating better, and I feel better now that I've started doing that. Even started working out, even though it's been a struggle for me with doing it. It's been great, and I've been doing it with my mom. She's the one who came up with the idea, and so we're both struggling, and we're leaning on each other to get us through that. So it's been really good. Uh, and I was able to get a couple of videos out last week for you guys, and so this week my goal is to do 3. Last week was 2. This week it'll be 3. That'll be this video, and another Ernie Stamano video, and a movie review. I think I said in the last vlog I was going to bring those back, so look forward to that later in the week. And for those of you that are following my Bante Kame videos, and before you ask what Bante Kame is basically an amalgamation of all the styles I've studied, plus some newer ones that I've looked at, and made them into a consensus of theories and ideals to share with you guys so that you can develop your own system. And Bante Kame is from the Tagalog dialect of the Philippines, and it means alive hand. Now that I've explained that, let me get into what I'm going to be doing for those videos. Recently, I've been studying Bokator. For those of you who don't know what Bokator is, it is a Cambodian martial art that looks a lot like Thai boxing, or Muay Thai, as some of you may know it. And it looks a lot like Thai boxing, but there's some subtle differences. And I think it'll fit with what I'm doing. So I found a YouTuber who's teaching it the old way. So I'm following along with him, and hopefully I can share it with you guys whenever I've learned a little, because I really do like it. Now let's get into the topic that I wanted to get into. For those of you that have been following the news here the last few months, you've heard people come out, and those that are in celebrities and politicians and basically anyone who's in the public eye has been coming out and not only naming their abuser, but saying that they've been sexually abused. And I'm not here to attack the victims. I'm not here to defend the abuser themselves. I'm mainly here to point out a few things about the movement that's going on within our society as far as that goes, and talk about what they're doing wrong and what they're getting right. Because I see the things from my own experiences as someone who's abused that I see being made or done in these instances that could be done differently, because I messed up. And first of all, I want to talk about the fact that a lot of these people are naming names, but yet they're doing it in the public eye rather than taking it to the law, building a case against them. And I think what it is, you have the court of law and the court of public appeals. And a lot of these people feel that they could get more justice from naming names in media rather than taking it to court. And there's a problem with that. And I'm going to touch on something that occurred to me. Uh, when I was about 13, I was sexually abused by one of my grandmother's friends. And I did the right thing. I went and told my mom and my grandmother what this guy was doing. And they kicked him out of the house. He was never allowed back in. But the problem was it was never taken that next step. It should have been reported to the police. Case should have been brought against him. He should have been arrested for the things he was doing and convicted for what he had done. I didn't do any of that. And I'm not faulting my grandmother or my mom. You know, they were just looking out for me. They weren't thinking about what the next step was. And what I see being done in Hollywood, or not just Hollywood, but in the public eye in general, is when these people name names, they're thinking that the public, us, are going to side with them. And so the people they're naming cannot come out and defend against it, because if they do, they're going to be maligned. They're going to be maligned anyway, just from the accusation. So they think that these victims think that they're getting justice that way. Problem is, you may have put that person out of a job, and you may have taken away some of the power they had to do the things they were doing, but you ain't changed their behavior. They're still walking free. They're still able to do the things that they was doing before. And that's a problem. And here's what they're getting right, though. They're bringing awareness to a big problem all over the world, not just here in the United States. Those of us that have been abused need to have a voice. We need to speak up. But, and there's a but there, don't wait until 40, 50 years later to say something. Say it right after it happened. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your teachers, tell anyone in authority, have a voice, say it, get it out there, and then report it. These men should be behind bars, and women, not just men. And it's true that most of the abusers are men, but there are women who do it as well. And so those people need to be reported, rather it just been told to an authority person. It needs to be taken to that next step. Now, the other problem that I have is, like I said, a lot of these people are waiting until many years later, when a lot of people are no longer around to substantiate the claim, so it becomes a he said, she said situation. And so our society is geared to protect the victim. So when you put that name out there, they can't defend themselves in public, because if they do, they're maligned, one, for even saying that they didn't do it, and two, they're maligned for trying to defend themselves. So it's better to just go quiet, leave the business, and go on about their lives. That is where the problem lies. And I hope that these people see this video and make the adjustments. Don't just put their name out there. Report it to the police. I feel that this movement is kind of motivated on other things rather than just purely calling out the people who abuse them. I feel that some of these people want their name in the limelight, and that they're just trying to keep their name there, and they're going to name names until their 15 minutes of fame is up. And two, some of these people I think are doing it to better their careers. Some people who I won't name names, but some people are joining the movement as just a way to put some energy behind their career. get back to doing what they was doing, or bettering their career. Because I've noticed some people have who were kind of D-listers are now becoming A-listers again just because they've joined this movement. That's another problem I have with this whole entire thing. You know, if you're truly a social justice warrior, do it for the betterment of society. You know, do it where not only you're helping your fellow man by being supportive to them, but do it just to make society better and get these people off the streets who are doing these things that they're doing. So folks, I hope you take that to heart. I thank you for joining me. Please give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy what you've been watching. And folks, do good and deuces. This is Duke Dad saying bye-bye.